back again with my video podcast to help you revise. And this time it's on the 1920s, and I will be wearing mostly this hat on top. So we shall start off at the start of the 20s, which seems a good place to start, and the early 20s, just after the Treaty of Versailles had been signed. So, Versailles, you should know, was very controversial, and the different powers viewed it very differently. Germany obviously hated it. France thought it wasn't harsh enough. Britain thought by this point it was possibly too harsh, especially Lord George thought that, and the USA didn't even ratify it. I wanted to stay out of world affairs. So that brings us problems in the first couple of years of the 20s, especially seeing as they have to still sort out the reparations payments for Germany. And the problem is that Britain have changed their mind. Now, Lord George tried to revise the treaty at the last minute before the Germans signed it, but he was not allowed to because of both France and also Woodrow Wilson. France obviously wouldn't let him revise it because they didn't think it was harsh enough in the first place, and they weren't going to let him make it any softer. And Wilson didn't want everything dragged up again. They'd spent months compromising, arguing to get to this point, and he didn't want it to start all over again. So he wanted to go back home. So Lord George had very little success. He did spend the next 2 years, though, trying to revise the treaty after it was signed, and this proved difficult for various reasons. The other thing that France didn't get from the Treaty of Versailles is any sort of military guarantee or allowance from Britain or America, and that caused problems in the next couple of years also. Okay, so between 1920 and 1922 there were 23 different summits where the countries met, and generally it went along the lines of Britain said, can we revise the treaty and make it a little bit more lenient, and France said no, and France said, can we make Germany pay more reparations, and can we have a military alliance? And the British said no, especially to the alliance bit. So despite how hard Lord George worked, he had very little success over that period. Now, the main reason for this is because of the discrepancy between the views of Germany held by both Britain and France. Britain wanted Germany, or saw Germany as primarily a trading partner to obviously get them back on their feet and improve both Britain and European economies, whereas French saw Germany as a threat. And it's because of the juxtaposition of these two views that little agreement was ever reached. Partially because Britain wouldn't give France a military alliance. If they had done so, then maybe France would have been more willing to revise the treaty, and partially because Britain and France did not trust each other. They both held each other in not contempt, but with a distinct lack of trust, and the French complained of the hypocrisy of Britain, who were saying that the treaty was too harsh, but then kept hold of all their colonies, whilst asking the French to make concessions. So Britain, I suppose you could say, just wanted to make Germany stronger so they could keep France in check and keep that whole balance of power going on. Despite Lord George trying his hardest to get Germany and even Russia back into European international community in the early 20s, he failed. It didn't help that Germany were being obstructive at this point and not wanting to abide by the treaty.